Merhaba everyone. Welcome back to Al Arabiya or the Arabic language, week 6. So, I've explained this before, but just want to touch on it again. This picture here is from the Sahara Desert in Morocco. I actually took this picture myself, and I include it at the beginning of every lesson we have because I think it's just so beautiful. Um, and you'll see why I brought that up later in our lesson, but just keep it in mind. I took that picture. So, with that, how are you today? So, كيف أحال اليوم? So, hopefully everyone is doing جيدا today. Or maybe Hassan at the worst, but we don't want any Hazines. That's not good. So we're just gonna review the letters we've done so far. So they should be pretty quick now. We've talked about these first couple of ones a lot, so just going through a, b, t, th. We're going to use the sad quote unquote version of t and th today. So keep that in mind. We have n, h, our sigh, h, h with the phlegm at the back, h, and j. We have our happy the, our happy the, ra, za, and the letters we learned last week. F, ko, as in question if you need a little help. W, and ya. So jumping right into our new letters, we'll be doing 6 today instead of our usual 4. We have these 6 today, 6 for next time, and then we are officially done with the alphabet. So our first letter today is S, like the S sound we have in English. S. Next, we have sh, like you're telling someone to be quiet in the library. Shh. We have the sad version, so. So this takes a little bit of practice, just like some of the other letters. So a way to start yourself off on the right foot is by just letting your face kind of relax and bring it down to more of a frown. Like we had our smiling letters, this is the more relaxed. So. And that will help you pronounce things a little bit better with these. Then we have do, which is the sad version of the. Do you kind of hear the difference? The and do. So those are very important because that can actually change the word if someone's listening to you, if you don't pronounce the sad and happy kind of very aggressively, if you will, just very noticeably. So we have ta, which is our sad ta, and thaw, which is our sad th. So this is what we have so far, our updated alphabet picture. So like you can see, we only have a few left, and then we're going to be done with the alphabet. And the last couple of weeks I want to go over our Arabic numbers because they're different from English numbers, and we're going to build on the alphabet even more now that we would know all of the letters. So that's just a coming up notice. So now we're going to practice like we did last week and we do other weeks by dissecting the word. So we have here زوج, دجاجة, خبز, and jarida. So let's break those down. So the first one, husband. This one is a trick question almost because it is already in its broken up form. So we've talked about z and r not connecting on the other side. So if it helps you, just as a reminder, put a little X because it does not connect after it. Same with w. It stays by itself on this side, so then the j kind of gets left out on its own little island over here. So some words do stay broken up, so that's something to keep in mind also. The next word, d, j, a, j, and our favorite, tamabota. And this word means chicken. So the kids always get a kick out of that because they think chicken is the funniest word ever for some reason. Um, so that one just means chicken. Our next one, khabez, means baker, someone who bakes, and the female version is khabeza. So you just add the tamabota on the end of this one. So we have kh, b, a, z, and remember our z does not connect. So the optional tamabota would be floating off to the side like this. So khabez or khabeza, baker. And then we have jarida, which is newspaper. So ja, ra does not connect. So if you need a helpful hint, whoops, ra, ya, da. Remember, happy when we pronounce da. And a crowd favorite, tamabota. So those are those words broken down. I have 4 more that we'll go over. So we have siyara, we have daraja, sarir, and batatas. So our first one, sarir. Oh, sorry, siyara. That means car. So breaking it down, one of our new letters, sa. We have ya, a, ra, that does not connect, and tamabota. So as you can see, tamabota over here is a pretty popular little letter. It comes up a lot, and I've explained this to my students. Basically, it is a way to determine male or female. I don't know why it's not letting me click on this, sorry. A way to determine male or female words. So we talked about masculine and feminine. So that is the indication for a word to be masculine or feminine. So in the presence of this, it's a female word. So when we talk about agreement, which we wouldn't get to in the elementary level to explain it, agreement would have to be with the tamabota at the end. So our next one, that was kind of just a rant, but our next one is daraja, which means bicycle. So da-ra-ja. And as you can hear, the tamabota makes like an ah sound at the end of the word, just like a lot of other languages that indicate feminine. And next we have sarir, so that means bed. Sa, one of our new ones. Ra, ya, and ra. And lastly, if you can hear it in the pronunciation, batatas. What do you think that might be? If you guessed potatoes, you would be correct. So the Arabic language does not have a p sound. It replaces it with b when it borrows it from English. So batatas is potatoes. So we have b, one of our new letters, ta, a, ta, and s were s. So that was dissecting the word. So that brings us to our new Arab area of the week, Morocco. So we've talked about, just a refresher, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Algeria. Last week was Yemen, and this week is Morocco. So, as you can see, why I brought up that I took that picture at the beginning was because we're talking about Morocco today. So, we've talked about flag symbolism before with the students. This flag means the red is bravery and strength. The green is the color of Islam, and the star represents the pentagram of the Seal of Solomon, and it also has 5 points, which represents the 5 pillars of Islam. So this is where it's located, right here. So we did talk about Algeria before. So they border each other right here on the edge of the water. So as you can see, Morocco is a lot of coastline here and is very close to Spain. So the culture kind of trickles down a lot of times from Spain. So right up here, like Tangier, they speak a lot of Spanish up there. And Morocco once was a French colony, so a lot of the words and places there are in French. So that arrow is pointing to where I lived, which is Fez, and we'll talk a little bit about Fez. So, our 5 fast facts are a lot about exportation for the first one. So, they export a lot of citrus fruits, I'm sorry, and dates. So, I took this picture here, the oranges, that's in Chefchaouen, the blue city. So, we don't want to update right now, thanks. Um, so they have a lot of oranges that grow there and export it. So check your oranges at the store. They might be from Morocco. Next, we have one of the largest film sets in the world is in Morocco. So a a lot of films were filmed there, obviously. So Game of Thrones is one of the more recent examples um, that they use that. So it's an abandoned set that was used a lot in the past. They revisited and now make movies on again. Their national animal is the Barbary lion. So it looks very majestic, like right out of the Lion King movies. The Barbary lion has its name because the indigenous culture of Morocco were called the Berbers, and they were viewed as barbarian by the infiltrating Europeans. So that is no longer acceptable. Now they go by the Amazigh people. That's what they prefer, and that's what they're more recently known as. So this might not seem like a lot, but this is actually one of the world's oldest hominid remains, and it was found in Morocco. So it's just a jaw piece, but it was very helpful in identifying what they ate because the teeth were here, so we could kind of see what was going on in their diet through how their teeth were worn. So here's a picture of me. um, this is the world's oldest university, and this is in Fez. They have one of the oldest editions of the Quran in a huge safe that you can't even take pictures of it. They only let small groups in at a time. And also in this library is one of the world's oldest medicine books of the Middle East. Even though Morocco's northern Africa, they shared a lot of the same ideas because of the Arabic language. So that's me in a stairwell. And this is the classroom. It's still a functioning university, so people still do enroll there, but it's like only I think 20 students a year that get accepted, and they focus a lot on Islamic religion. So now I have a short video clip that I'll link in the description again. This is just kids trying Moroccan food. So usually the kids that I taught would love things like this because It's kids and it's food. So, with this lesson, I had it pre-planned. I was going to bring in the Moroccan tea that's famous. It's just mint tea with basically sugar cubes that you melt in it, which you'll see in the Moroccan food video, if you make it to the end. And then the activity that they really enjoy, um, that I was planning on doing today is called hot seat. So basically, a student would sit with their back towards the board so they couldn't see the screen, and I would put a word on the board, and they would have to guess it with the feedback of the other students. So it was all vote. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time speaking. Cultural vocabulary words. So for example, I would do something like from the whole time, Dead Sea. So I'd write Dead Sea. Sorry, it's hard to write with this mouse. I'd write Dead Sea on the board, and then the person who was in the hot seat would have to say, okay, is it a person? Is it a place? Is it a thing? And kind of guess with those kinds of questions, yes or no questions. And when they get it, if they guess Dead Sea, they have to tell me where it's from. So Dead Sea would be from Jordan. Another example would be pyramids, which we learned about from Egypt. Um, Fennec fox from Algeria. Um, and then like lion, which would be Morocco. So that's kind of how it would go for our activity. So that is all I have. So thank you for watching.